Hello, Redesign with Prima people, redesigners. It's Cece from Cece Restyled, and I am, let's see, it's Thursday, live at noon EST, and we're going to do a fun Valentine's project using some of the new Redesign with Prima decor molds and some other goodies too. So we're going to go ahead and just get started. If you're hopping on, say hello. I am in Indianapolis. It's cold and gross. And anyways, I'm Cece. I'm a brand ambassador for Redesign with Prima. And every Thursday, we'll be doing some fun stuff right here in the group on live tutorials. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to be using stamps, molds, the roller brush, paints, metallics, impastos, all the things. You know, I try to fit all the things I can into one video, sometimes to a detriment, but we're working on these little wooden hearts, so we're going to make them real pretty. I got these at the craft store for $2.99 plus 20% off, of course. And I put these little hangers on the back, little sawtooths. You just bang them in with a hammer, and that way you can hang it. Or I thought about drilling. Originally I was going to drill a hole and hang a little leather piece or twine or whatever to hang it from the door, but I like the hanger better. So you could give this as a Valentine, or you could keep it as your own Valentine and hang it on the wall or door or whatever. Hey, I'm getting comments. That's amazing. So hello everybody, and we're gonna go and get started. We are going to be, like I said, wooden hearts, okay? But first we gotta pour our molds. So I'm thinking, I pulled aside a few different molds because I wanted to give you some ideas. So I have these keys from Prima, and these little lockets and wings. Aren't those Valentine's-ies? So I usually like to take the locket and I put the wings on either side and make it a little flying locket. And then the keys, I don't know why keys are romantic to me, but they are. I like them. And then steampunk gears. These are from the Finnabair line from Prima. I thought last Valentine's Day I actually did a Valentine's. It was rusty, steampunky with this mold. So I wanted to show you, but I don't think I'm going to do that this year because, you know, why would you do the same Valentine theme twice, you know, in a row? No. So what I decided on, sort of, kind of, is some of the new molds, which are botanical blossoms, okay, flowers, and I'm thinking I can put those right down. Let's go ahead and scoot you down here so you can see a little better. What I'm thinking is, are you too close? You're not too close, are you? Too close? Can you see? Hey y'all! Thanks for hopping on and saying hello. So I don't have to sit here and talk to myself. Make Valentine's about myself. So, Botanical Blossoms. These are new. These were just released, I think it was last Friday? Was it last Friday? Gosh, time is flying, you know. So I think down at the bottom I want to do some little leafy, flowery guys. And then I want some birds at the top, or at least one bird. So there's Avian Love, which is a new mold that was just released as well. A little quartet of birds and some branches that you can kind of customize and put where you want. Avian Love, and love, you know, it's Valentine's Day. But then I thought, well, maybe we'll use Blossoming Spring. This is a new mold. It is only available from VIP retailers, so they're the top performing retailers. They're allowed to carry a couple different exclusive items. I don't have my transfers yet. Actually, I just got the notification. They're on my doorstep right now. It's 10 degrees here in Indianapolis or something stupid like that. I gotta rush home and get my stuff off my doorstep because I'm more because I want it, not because of the cold. But this is the mold that is a VIP mold. You can get it from those retailers. Blossoming Spring, okay? So I'm thinking I'll use this one because it's got these little birds. I don't need the whole quartet from Avian Love. That's gonna take up too much space. So I decided I'm just gonna do one or two of these little birdies from Blossoming Spring. And I think I'll put them right, or at least one of them right up here in the corner, okay? Little flowers, little birdies. And then I got some stamps. I'm going to put like Be Mine or something real cheesy and fun right there on my heart, if I can fit it. But we got two hearts we can work on, so there's always that. Can you see? Are you too close? Right now we're going to go ahead and pour our molds so they can get to setting up. And yes, I have some already set up. We can move on to those. So we're not going to sit here and stare at each other while my mold's set up, even though they don't take that long. So for my molds, I'm using resin. I've used all the mediums except for a couple of the newer ones, but I'm happy with the resin and I don't see any reason why I'm going to try to move on unless something really crazy happens. But I usually use Amazing Casting, but I buy it by the gallons, so it's called Illumilite White if you go to the Illumilite website, by the gallon. But in the craft store, it's just called Amazing Casting. I've tried other resins, quick setting resins, and they're kind of brittle or this or that. I like the Amazing Casting because it's a little pliable. It's pliable when you pull it out of the mold if you don't leave it in too long. So once it sets up, you pull it out, you can form it to curves, you know, around corners, things like that. You can form it better. It's flexible. That's what I'm trying to say. So there's this guy. We'll go ahead and put that here. Oh, check this out. I got this little tray at the dollar store. I'm not the dollar store, Goodwill. It is a silicone tray, so I can just pour my molds and then just peel that stuff right off, and it's clean. Blossoming Spring. Let me open that real quick. I'm thinking if we have enough resin, we might as well pour the whole thing, but if not, then I'm just going to pour, I think, the little smaller bird right here and the flower, and then, you know, so I'm just going to pour that half if I don't have enough, but we'll see. I'll put it that way so it's upright for y'all's. How's that? Okay, so I got my digital scale. I use a scale. I measure by weight when I'm doing little molds, by volume when I'm doing epoxy pour or a large quantity, but by weight on the scale is much more accurate because if you don't get your 1-to-1 ratio, your molds won't set up and you'll have a gooey mess on your hands. And whatever you do, don't try to clean it out with mineral spirits, because I did that. I let it soak in mineral spirits, ruined my mold. So I guess don't do that. Today we're actually using fast cast because I got some from somebody. They sent it to me, so I'm just going to use this since I have just enough left to do our project. It works just like Illumilite White, and I haven't really noticed a whole lot of a difference in the finished product, so that's what we're going to use. A and B, okay? Fast casting resins are different from tabletop pour epoxy, which is crystal clear. Those take 24 to 72 hours to set up. These, a few minutes. So we only have a few minutes working time. I learned my lesson, and I got some silicone beaker things because I was going through so many paint cups, and if you know anything about paint cups, you know they're not cheap. Okay, those plastic paint cups with the measuring things on the side, they're not cheap. So I try to save the earth and just use these. Once it sets up, you just peel it out. It's genius. And then on that note, I also got silicone stir sticks, so I can just reuse those if I want, but today I'm just going to use sticks because I happen to find 2 left. Does anybody have a question so far? So far? Nope, no questions? No questions? Okay, well, if I miss any, I'll answer them later. Usually Roz hops on and helps with the answering of the questions, but maybe I just don't see her yet. Maybe she's sleeping in today. If so, go Roz. So I'm going to pour, I think, about 1 and let's just go for 2. Let's just go for 2 ounces, okay? So I'm going to pour, let's do 4 ounces, okay? So 2 ounces of A and 2 ounces of B, 1-to-1 ratio, right? I can do math, see? So I'm going to go ahead and set my scale at tare, which is 0. Man, you can't see that. Here. In case you forget from chemistry class in high school, tare is 0. So you can set whatever you want on the scale, hit tare, and you're back at 0. Because I don't want to measure the weight of the cup, right? So we're at 0, and we're going to try to go for 2 ounces of each, which is probably way more than enough, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. And if I have enough to do that whole bird mold, what I do is if I only use part of it, I just keep the other part. I keep all my extra molds. So if you have extra resin, just pour extra molds and hang on to them for a rainy day. That's what I do, and it's fun, you know. It comes in handy, especially with keyholes. Oh gosh, I can't see that. Is that at 2 yet? 1 point. You want to get it as accurate as possible, okay? Because like I said, it won't set up. You'll have a sticky mess. 2.01. Boom goes the dynamite. That's part A. Part B, we're going to hit tare again, set it back to 0. You can do the math and just pour it to 4 if you want, but it's more accurate. in my opinion, if you just go ahead and tear. And we're going to pour 2.0 or as close as possible to 2.0 as we can for a 1-to-1 ratio. These beakers, you guys, also have little spouts on them. So those of you that can't accurately pour your resin in the mold, or aren't happy with your pouring skills, the little beaker helps quite a bit, or the little spout. Come on, 1.7, 1.9. Come on, Logan. 1.98. We're going to be happy with 1.98 as opposed to 2.0, because if I try to get it perfect, then I'll go way over and we'll be in a funk. So, boom. You want to stir. Okay, now we got to work quick, okay? You want to stir your resin as thoroughly as possible. If it's not mixed up, you are not going to get a good molding, okay? It's going to be gooey or inconsistent. Scrape the sides of your vessel that you're making or stirring, and the bottom as well. And then we got to get to pouring, because this has about 2 minutes until we are donezo. So I usually start in the more intricate ones first, but I'm going to hold off on the birds. Let's go ahead and start. If you pour low and slow, okay, low and slow, you can avoid bubbles and overflow. As you're most likely going to have a little bit of overflow unless you're perfect. I'm not perfect. So I have overflow sometimes, and if you pour, like I said, low and slow, that will help you out immensely. Then, once you got it poured, let's just do this. No, we're going to save it. Once you get it poured, you can scrape the back gently, level it out with a stick or spatula or something, trowel, but that way you can get the backs to where that overflow doesn't mess with the, create a little round spot on the back. Do you know what I'm saying? If you have bubbles, I kind of just poke at it like that to get the bubbles out sometimes. All right, we want this little birdie. This little birdie went to the market. Oh, wait, no, that's Piggy, right? This little piggy went. This little birdie went to the Valentine's Day project. This little birdie stayed home. This little birdie got poured out of resin. But we're probably going to cut him off, not use him yet. But I have enough resin, so I'm going to go ahead and pour that little bird right there. Who knows? And I might as well go ahead and pour this branch. No, I'm going to pour this flower first. So I was pretty good on the resin amounts. So that overflowed, so I'm just going to scrape it with the flat part of my little popsicle stick jobby. And let's see. God, something fell in my mold. I'm going to see if I have enough to finish this little branch. That would be awesome. Low and slow. Okay, you do need to work fast, but, works fast, but slow, okay? Take your time working fast. You know what I'm saying. Carefully, but with urgency. That's where I'm going with that. All right, so we got our molds poured. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of proud of myself for this little mold job. I'm not overflowing quite at all, and I'm usually in a hurry, so I overflow it, and I'm like, I'll just clean it up later. But look at that. I didn't overflow much at all. Good job, me. Oh, wait, over here. Got a little overflow over here. Spoke too soon. Okay, so, boom. We're going to let those set up for our Valentine wooden heart. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and move on over here where I've got some already set up. Woo! See how that works? See how that works? See, I get ready. You guys think I just hop on here and just talk, but I do stuff. So, for our first heart, I have got me some molds already cast. This one is Antique Scrolls. It's also one of the new molds that just came out, I think last Friday. Was it last Friday or 2 Fridays ago? I think it was last Friday. My timing is so messed up. Antique Scrolls is amazing. It's one of my favorites, of the new molds. Well, it's pretty much my favorite of the new molds. I love me some scrolls because they're so versatile. You can put scrolls anywhere. They're always appropriate, right? So, let's see. I don't see any questions yet. Okay, I don't see any questions yet, but... Yep. I've never tried to put resin molds in the freezer, but I haven't really wanted to. I mean, they set up pretty quick, so I don't really know why I would put them in the freezer unless you're having a conversation about clay that I missed, which is fine. Carry on. Go on about your business. All right, so we're just gonna pop these suckers out gently. Although the resin is very durable, you still wanna be gentle when you're removing. I like to kind of flip them over like this and just peel away. Peel away, peel away. And I don't know of any quick setting resins that aren't white. They usually all set up white. That's kind of how you tell the difference between the tabletop that takes forever and a day to cure versus a quick setting, okay? Antique scrolls, you guys. Can I get a round of applause for antique scrolls on this heart, right? Like it just came out of the mold. It woke up like this. But just in case it didn't, because I didn't really have a plan, I made me a little crown. Okay, this is royalty. It's called royalty. A little wreath. Oh, and I got me a buzzy bee or two, just in case I want to throw them on there. I love buzzy bees, butterflies, birds, anything with wings I like. Okay, not anything, but many things with wings. And just in case, I also poured some Hollybrook ironwork. She's a classic, because it's got all these beautiful little scrolly jobs. And honestly, I can't think of another molding material or clay or anything that you would want to use in Hollybrook Ironworks. You kind of have to use resin at this point, unless there's something I don't know about. But it's so intricate, and these little scrolls are pretty thin, to be honest. So gotta be very careful with that guide. But I thought maybe if I needed to fill in some areas, I could. So I don't know if I do that and to do my words be mine, but I'm not so into this symmetry. Like I'm not a symmetrical type gal, so I don't really dig that at all. We might just stick with this and say that's a wrap. I don't know, what do you think? Be mine or F you or your flies unzipped. That's what we're going to put on our... No, we don't have that much room. We've got some big letters here. Let me show you. These are a little big, which is fine. I like big things. But we got to leave room for whatever we put on there. I guess we should decide what we're going to put on there first. Let me think about it while I clean up these molds. So with the resin molds, you'll have a little bit of, see the little schmegs around the edge. Usually with your fingernail, you can just get them off. Sometimes the thicker ones, you can get a little knife. Oh, sorry. Knife and get those little shards off and stuff. But see that? Clean it up a little bit, you know. Don't be a dirty molder. Be a clean molder. Clean it up. Clean it up. Let's see. Out. The phone's ringing. Nobody's home. Actually, it's probably Jimmy John's. I am not going to lie. I'm hangry right now. Okay, not quite hangry, but I'm about to be real soon. So I ordered Jimmy John's and it didn't come before I started my video, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, so I set the money outside and under the mat. I put instructions on my order. Money's under the mat, leave at the door. But how much do you want to bet they are not going to get my instructions or read them? And they're going to be like, we tried to deliver it and you weren't there. So that happens every time. Like, you should have read my note. Do your job. So that means I'll be hungry for ever, which is bad. It's very bad. Okay, so that mold's cleanish. Cleanliness is next to pretty molds. There we go. That'll work. So, and this one came out darn near almost perfectly clean. Look, I just got that one little guy to get out there. Oh, two little guys to get out. Can you tell I'm buying time to try to figure out what I'm going to... Okay. Oh, okay, here we go. What about that? Here, let me turn it so you can see it upright. Something like that, maybe? Is that not pleasing to the eye? Oh, I got this little spot. Maybe just one of these and some Hollybrook Ironworks. Man, I really thought that I was gonna just know right away what I was gonna do. How about that? And then maybe some scrolly jobbies up here in a corner. Okay, obviously I gotta clean these up a little bit, but how about something like that? And then maybe even a little guy here. No, no. I don't know, you guys. Maybe like that. So, in that. So it's, but I don't like that little space. B? Can we put a B there? B? Bzz, 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 up there. Here, how about like that? And then our crown maybe? Should the crown be on the B? No. Crown? Or maybe the crown will be on the word that we put here. Oh, we'll put the crown on the word. I figured out what we're gonna put. I think. And now I'm second guessing it. Does this look right? No, that doesn't look right. Why didn't you guys tell me this doesn't look right? All right, let me figure it out real quick and then I'll turn it around so you can see where I'm going. Maybe just get rid of this one and put this over here on my word. What if I put baby daddy or boo thing or bay? Should I put bay? Baby daddy. Should I just put SO for significant other? I'm just gonna put love. Okay, let's do love. It's short, sweet, and gets to the point for Valentine's Day. We're just gonna put love. Or hate. Should we put hate? No, I'm just kidding. We could put love ya. Love ya. Loves it. Loves it. Okay, I think we got us a winner, a winning design here. Okay. Let me show you. I'll turn it around so you see. How about this? How about this? Is that okay? I gotta clean up that bottom one. Good? They turn white as they cure, so when they're clear, they're not ready, and when they turn white, that's when they're ready to pop out. Use this HJB for the... Oh, be mine. Oh, okay. Okay. Be mine. I like that. Do you think people will get that? Because people sometimes are not really that observant of things. They'll get it, right? Yes, they will get it. Because I'm going to paint this bee yellow and black, and it's going to look like a bee. And if you don't get it, get out of my face. No, I'm just kidding. If you don't get it, walk away. Okay, I'm going to clean up my bee real quick. His little leggies are kind of intricate. So this is bare raw wood, obviously, that we are attaching our molds to. So when I'm attaching my molds to a sanded or raw wood surface, I either use Gorilla Hot Glue, and I only use Gorilla Hot Glue. I don't use regular or cheap craft store glue to attach moldings. You can try it, but I don't. I use Gorilla Hot Glue or Type Bond Quick and Thick. I'm trying, it depends on how much time I have, to be honest. So since we are trying to be time conscious, I'm going to go ahead and use the Gorilla Glue. But if I have time on a piece of furniture or something, I usually try to use the Type Bond Quick and Thick with some clamps to hold it on, because it's kind of cheaper than the Gorilla Hot Glue. If I'm, you know, it's more budget friendly, and you don't have to stick it on so quick. You have some more time to kind of get your molds how you want them and on there. With the Gorilla Glue, you got to be like real quick. That's gonna be fun on this little intricate scrolly. So I'm gonna pick out these little extras in here. While I'm picking these out, I'll see if there's any questions. No crown? Oh yeah, we got rid of the crown. See? We were on the same page, weren't we? I do love crown. I love crowns and keys. I can't help myself. Crowns and keys make everything look better. Except for this project. They don't make this project better. Ooh, a key would. Ooh, maybe I'll hang a real metal key from it with a tassel. Tassel. Nobody's ever done that before. I love me some tassels too. Come on. Where's my knife? All right. Promise I'm almost done cleaning this mold, okay? I'm not going to do it this whole time. Just a few little pieces. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, here we go. Almost there. Come on, you little guys. If I wasn't on a video tutorial or if I'm not in a hurry, I do like cleaning the molds if I'm not in a time crunch, but I'm always in a time crunch, so who am I kidding? All right, I think that'll work for this project. It's not a piece of furniture that should last years, so I'm not really can't perfectionist this, or I don't really need to, but there we go. There we go. And see what I mean about, I poured these at around 11:30, maybe 11:20, and they're still pliable. So if I had a Bombay chest or a round demi-lune or something, I can wrap that around. It will cure to be hardened. Over the next few hours, it'll get harder and harder, and then overnight it'll be probably full force hardness. But for now, you know, it's about an hour later, and I can still flex these. So there you go. It's perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and start to gluing. I'm gonna go ahead and do this guy first. He's kind of like the little beacon. He's a little apex. He tells everybody where to line up to, right? Because he's in the center. He's the lighthouse. You got to work a little quickly. I mean, these intricate ones, you got to get all the little spots. And with the hot glue, that can be difficult to do quickly because, you know, obviously it sets up really fast, so you got to work quickly. And so sometimes, you know, you might have to reapply your glue or get out these little glue blobs with your knife. That's a reality. It happens, but it's no big deal. They're just little glue blobs. They come off pretty easy. Okay, so there's that guy. I do like to go over them. So, I mean, I'm telling you all these things because obviously this is things you can do on furniture as well. Furniture, wall art, home decor, whatever, vases, lamps, fun stuff. But I like to go over them and make sure that all the little pieces are down, okay? So I think I got it pretty well, but you never know. So I like to see how that one's kind of loose. Normally I wouldn't care on a little project like this, but if this were furniture, I would not want that loose at all because I don't want Jane Doe coming and asking me, how come my moldings are falling off in a couple months or a month or 6 months or whatever. So I want to make sure they're secure. Secure AF. All right, so next we're going to add this little guy down here. Okay, that's how we want him. Is that right? Okay. This little guy, and this one will be easier to hot glue. Much bigger surface area on the back. And I prefer to use glue guns that are at the very least 70 watts. I would not go under 70 watts for, maybe I'm just impatient or glue gun spoiled, but I don't go under 70 watts, preferably around 100 watts. They heat up quicker, they melt faster, they, if you're using them for, dang it, I got that on crooked. Am I gonna, I know, you know what, I'm not gonna even, I'm just gonna leave it. But if you're making molds with your glue gun, you want it to get really hot, because if you get just regular craft store Walmart glue gun and try to make your molds with that, and it's not high enough wattage, you're going to get lumpy backs, which won't set right on your piece, and you're going to get bubbles out the wazoo, which is not very appealing to look at. So you want a high wattage glue gun if you're going to be using it for moldings. But I did that for a long time, but then my wrist was like, girlfriend, carpal tunnel is a real thing. So I had to stop because it was so painful after a long time. But I don't just do one or two molds here and there. I do many a molds at one time and put them in excess, you know, for the most part. So that's part of the reason why it was so painful. Maybe you don't do as many, so a glue gun would be just better for you. All right, let's do this little guy here so we make sure he gets in the right spot. Okay. Don't burn yourself. Don't burn yourself. Don't burn yourself. he's gonna go right there. Then this little guy is gonna squeeze in right there. He's gonna tuck right in there like he just, you know, that's his little spot, like a puzzle, right? Is that looking right? I feel like we changed it up some on accident. I think this guy's in the wrong spot. But oh well, you know, ain't nobody got time for that. So we're just gonna keep going. Unless look better like that. Yeah, it looks better like this, I think. We're gonna go with this. Ah! Don't burn yourself. Ah! Do they make, I wonder if they make little silicone finger nubby things, like, you know, like a thimble, but silicone. That would be so sweet. Don't steal that. I'm gonna invent that for that huge market of people who like to play with. I guess a lot of people use glue guns. It doesn't have to be from molds. All right, press it on there. Clean up a couple little bubbles we got up in here. And then we're gonna wait on our B, okay? Because, well, no, we won't. Yeah, we will, because we have to know where the letters are gonna go. So B mine is gonna have to see you later. All right. All right, cool. We're ready to paint this up real quick. So we're gonna paint this up. It won't take very long. Paint it up, throw it on the fan, let it dry real quick. While we let it dry real quick, we're gonna pop out our other molds so I can show you how beautiful those molds are, those new guys. And I'll show you how to cut off the bird that I'm gonna use. And then we will, we could do our stamps. I was gonna show you the metallic paints from the Finnabair line on the details, but that might take a little too long, so I don't know. Excuse me, I don't know how we are on time, but I imagine it'll probably drag out too much because that's how I do. I drag out my lives on accident. No, I just try to pack a lot of information into each one. Bang for your buck. All right, so we're gonna paint this with, oh gosh, Impasto paints from Prima Marketing. So these are heavy body acrylic paints for art, crafting, Valentine's. I use them on furniture when I'm hand painting a scene or a little, you know, figure or something, you know, hand painting something. I use the Impasto paints. They're amazing. They're heavy body. Did I say that? Heavy body acrylics are the bomb. Right, so let's go ahead and pick some Valentine's colors. We're gonna go for pink. There's pink, dusty rose, boudoir pink. Oh, let's throw a little bit of raspberry pink in there. That'll be good, right? Oh, or should we do this guy? No, stick with these. Boudoir pink, dusty rose, and raspberry pink, okay? These are Impasto. Art Alchemy Impasto paints. They're from the Finnabair line by Prima Marketing. And they are thebomb.com. I'm just going to use our little rack here so that I can paint the sides and not have to worry about it, you know, pulling up on the bottom. Not that it will pull up, but, you know. Nice crisp edge. So I'm going to start with my boudoir pink, I think. And think pink. Ooh, we might be at the end of our boudoir pink. Oh, it's almost empty. Squeeze that sucker. Yes, I'll start from this end. I know you guys are like, what is she, 5? Squeeze it from the end. Yes, I am 5. In my mind. There we go. Boudoir pink. And a little brush. Let's just grab this guy here. This will work. And we're just gonna paint all crazy willy-nilly. I love this paint because like I said, I paint, hand paint, you know, if I'm doing a hand painted element on a piece of furniture or anything else really. I like to use these because I've noticed with some, like if you try to say, let's paint, or let's say a flower with chalky type paints. Usually it's not that great of coverage that you'll have to paint your flower twice because you can see through it. These impasto paints are, as you can see, I'm not doing a second coat on this, okay? It's just a Valentine craft project. I'm not going to spend time doing 2 coats. So I want to use a product that is going to cover how I want it to, where I want it to, and in 1 coat. So when you're painting molds, you want to make sure that you kind of, you got to jab at them, you know, get the paint down in those details because, you know, if you look at it from different angles, which has happened many a time on furniture, you'll find spots you missed, okay? Like getting ready to top coat, or even worse, you've already top coated and you're looking at it, or your customer is looking at it and going, you missed the spot. It's like, wait a minute, dang it. So if you look at it from all the angles from the get-go, you're just better off, okay? Better off than missing spots. And also, pounce, 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 pounce. Pounce in the deets, okay? Pounce them deets. Pounce them deets. And let's see, I'm just going to carry this color a little bit over here, a little bit. It's very thick, okay? Thick, dries quick. This little project is not a super big deal, but if I was working on a little bit larger of a like canvas or something, let's say, it dries quick, so if you're trying to do any blending or fancy schmancy, you're going to keep that in mind. All right, so let's go ahead and go for raspberry pink. It's raspberry, darling. I like this color. Oh, well, snap. I'm not really a pink gal so much. I mean, I wouldn't call myself a pink kind of gal, but I do like this, you know, kind of brightish, rosy pink, I guess. There we go. Guess we're blending here. Another little cup. And then we got to pick a color for our stamps, okay? I think I should use the stamp we're using. We're using the, what's it called? Alpha stamp, newly released. It's not from this last release, but it's from the stamp release, which was just, oh my gosh, my sense of time is terrible. It was pretty recent. Maybe the beginning of the year, January 1st-ish, something like that. But we're using the Alpha stamp, so it's a large case, capital alphabet, okay? And a kind of, I don't know, I guess I would say it's a little bit of an aged looking type font. It's got some raggedy edges which make it look kind of like old, I don't know, newspaper title or something, green sack, I don't know, something old-ish. And I'm not really having a rhyme or reason exactly how I'm painting this, I guess. I'm just kind of trying to create some interest in depth by blending the 3 different pinks together. Or not together, but, you know, in different places on my heart and my hat here. So I'm getting the face of my heart first, and then I'll go through and I'll paint the sides all probably this color, but right now I need to kind of work a little quickly because I want to get this blended in just a little bit better. Try not to spend too much time on the painting part of this because that's not the tutorial, is more of the molds and the stamps. So but, you know, I don't mind like a kind of grungy, eroded kind of look. So if I don't get my paints perfectly, you know, blended and cloudy and fade, I can just, you know, make them look a little grungy if I want. So last year I told you I did the steampunk Valentine. I used the molds I showed you, those cogs, and I used you know, patina paint, and I also use some of these impasto paints because I love patina paint. Most larger paint lines have a patina product, but sometimes it just doesn't do what you want. Like I really like the orange rust look and patina, and the orange rusty, well, the kind I was using, the orange rusty, it's just not as bright orange as I wish it was. So I'll take these, okay, and I will pounce with a, you know, stiff brush onto my moldings or my piece or whatever it is, to along with some like teal, so like orange and teal and maybe a little brown, and you can get a faux patina look that way. And you don't have to sit there and wait for it to turn and dry and blah, blah, blah. So, plus these paints are thick enough that if you stippled them on with enough, you know, enough product, you could get a bit of a texture too. So that's kind of cool. We like versatility, don't we? I know I do. I wish these lives would like read the comments to me so that I can keep working and see if there's any questions at the same time. Ooh, I wonder if that's a thing. I wonder if there's an app for that. Comment Reader Live. Comment Reader Live. Oh, don't steal that idea either, you guys. One of you is going to make become a millionaire off my ideas today. I'm full of them. Full of them. Okay, let's move. I need to get to moving on here. Okay, so I was going to show you how to use the metallic paint pots from Finnabair, Prima marketing line, to make these details real pretty and sparkly and metallic-y and bling bling. But at this point, I'm probably running out of time, so I'm just going to do our stamps and then call it a day for now. I'll post the project later, though, with the metallic details so that you can catch a look at that. Okay, so let's go up in this little corner here, and let's see. I have to paint the sides of this, but I'm gonna wait till it's dry and off camera, so you know, for saving times. That way we can saving time so we can move on to the stamps, and then I'll paint the sides later around the edges. You're probably like, why isn't she painting the edges? She has no idea what she's doing. What a lazy girl. No, I'm going to paint them. I just got to have somewhere to hold right now. You know what I'm saying? Where am I going to hold? All right. Pink heart for the win. I see some spots I missed, but I'll go back and get those in a minute. Okay, so let's do our stamps, shall we? Okay, stamps, okay. I'm wondering if B mine is gonna fit. I guess we'll find out. If not, I'm putting Bay, okay? Bay, B-A-E, three letters. Might just do that in the interest of time saving. Clear, clean stamps, clearly aligned decor stamps in alpha, okay? Alpha, these letters. Oh, and there's a little ampersand and an exclamation point and a colon, semicolon. They are thorough over there at Prima. Right, so these cling stamps come on, oh shoot. These cling stamps come in between two sheets of rigid, like plastic material. I peel away the top one, but just FYI, you can use these as, like, okay, so let's say I wanted to spell out like a whole sentence, which you obviously couldn't do with one set of each letter, but just hypothetically, you know, I could stick them to the back of this and use that to hold my letters in place and stamp them. It's rigid enough for that. I don't even need that though. I can use each letter. So let's just pull out B-E, no, mine, M-I-N-E. Oh, look, there is lowercase too. What? Should we use lowercase because they're smaller? Let's see what mine looks like in lowercase. So these stamps are rigid enough you can use them as is, okay? So they're flexible to go around curves and corners and things like that for, you know, curvy furniture, but they're rigid enough you don't need an acrylic block or, you know, whatever behind it. This is already drying enough for a stamp. I don't know if mine is gonna fit. You know what we're gonna put? We're gonna put my boo, because that will fit and fill up all that space. My but I only have one O though, so we're gonna have to double stamp the O, but that is no big deal. I'll take it, you know. My boo. I can't believe I didn't think of that until just now. What is wrong with me? I'm off my game. Okay, so my boo. That's funny, we could also use that for Halloween. My boo. So I can stamp these just like this. However, since I have letters that I want them somewhat lined up, they don't have to be perfect because of the nature of this project, but they don't have to be perfect, but I am going to use my acrylic block to kind of keep the letters together. It'll just make it faster than stamping each individual letter, you know what I mean? Because I could do that, but I'm not gonna. And I'm actually gonna use the Decor ink pad in white, if it's not dried up. The last live I did with the stamps, or the first live I did with the stamps, I went to go use my stamp pad and it was dried up. But that was my fault probably for not, I don't know. I'm just blaming me, but stamp. So you want to keep this little plastic thingy on there. Maybe I didn't have it on well enough. Maybe that's why mine dried up. I don't know. Let's see. Where's our, okay. Boom. Acrylic block. Excuse me. You can get acrylic blocks from the craft store. Prima sells like ones with handles, ones with the like stampy jobbies. I got this from, I think, Michael's. So I'm gonna line it up. It's got these grid on it, right? So I can line it up on the grid, or like close to the grid. You know, use that to make sure I got it nice and perfectly lined up, if that's what you're going for. Oops, backwards. My. See, so like the backs of these stamps, I wouldn't say they have adhesive or anything like that on them. They're not that sticky, but they're kind of like a window cling. They're sticky enough to stick to this acrylic block while I stamp. Okay, so I got one O, my bow. And we're gonna see if that fits and try to make sure that we're gonna have a room. I think we'll have room for our other O there, right? It looks like we'll have room. Oh, we could do crooked like that. Oh, my mold might be in the way. Let's just do my first and then boo. My stupid mold's in the way. Dang it. Hate it when a plan doesn't work out. So I am going to use my ink pad, and I don't even need my roller brush like I usually use for paint. I'm going to just take this and I'm going to stamp it on the back of my letters, or my stamp, whatever stamp you're using. Make sure it's covered pretty well. And let's see, I want my let's do it right here. Yeah. There we go, we committed, so I'm just gonna press it on firmly. Okay, firmly, make sure it's all nice and pressed, the surfaces are touching. There's my M. And I don't know about you guys, but I've said this before. The reason I like stamps as opposed to, like, say, stencil or something, is because I like the kind of aged, not quite eroded, but distressed kind of look. So that little, like, extra blob right there, that one there doesn't bother me so much. I like that on stamps. I mean, I dig it. So that's why I would choose a stamp over a stencil, to get that kind of, you know, look. But usually, you know, usually a stencil, you're going for clean, crisp lines. So stencil crisp, stamp grungy. Aged, I guess I should say. Come on. A little extra piece in there. Driving me nuts. Okay, so now we're going to do boo. We're going to do the boo. The boo, 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 boo. And I'm going to need to put it up in this corner. Wait. There we go. I had it upside down. It was going to say do. Actually, I wasn't going to say anything because I had it backwards. All right. Get my my B on there, my B, and my O. Line it up with the grid, my bow, and then we'll just do the last O manually. So is that gonna fit? Yup, yup, yup. So we just stamp our ink right on there, right on our happy little stamps. Yes. I'm cleaning up the edge of my little impression, or my block there, just because I don't want it on my molds necessarily. All right, so we're gonna put boo right here. Ooh, you know what? That mold's in my way. I don't know if this is gonna work. We're gonna have to do them manually. That's okay. Whoa. See, that's okay. There's my B. There's my O. We're gonna just kind of press them on. I wouldn't use a brayer on these little tiny guys here. Your fingers is plenty. Just firmly press them on to make your impression. I like to pull them up from like two sides so they don't smudge too much. Like that. Pull that up. Let's press him on again. He's smudged. My bow. My bow. Now we gotta do our O one mo again. Just press him on there gently, like that. And then we got our boo. My boo. Is that a song? My boo. I think it's a couple songs, right? My boo. Usher? Usher? Okay. And then we want to lift up. And there we go. My boo. My boo, my boo, my boo. My boo. And then I'm going to finish that out. But for now, I'm going to hop off here. I got to go open my store up, and then I'm going to finish this bad boy. I'll post it later so y'all can see how it turned out. Okay? Do we have any questions real quick? Off the top of, or the bottom of that. I don't see any questions. So I'll go look a little better later on the replay and see if I missed any. But, ooh, they do make those silk. Man, I had $1 million idea, but somebody already else had it before me. Typical, right? Happens all the time. So get you some molds and some wooden hearts and get to work, because Valentine's Day is, I think, next week, right? Am I right? I don't know. I don't pay attention to Valentine's Day except for projects for you guys. So anyways, thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. This was fun. I had fun anyways, so I enjoyed it. I like little quickie projects, but have a great weekend ahead of you. I'll see you next Thursday right here in the Redesign with Prima group at 12 p.m. noon EST. So we'll see you later. Bye.